Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. This is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. Today is June 15, 2026, and it's been a long, long time since I made my last video on YouTube. I have not stopped investing. The videos were taking a lot of time to do editing, so what I want to do is maybe move into a simpler format, less editing, and just focus on the content. I have continued taking advantage of 401k contributions. You get a 50 cents match generally on the dollar that you put in, up to 6 or 8%, depending on your employer. I've been taking advantage of my dividend reinvestment plans from a lot of the stocks that pay me dividend. I've been testing Bitcoin still. Ever since 2024, you can buy things like iBit or other ETF products that are available through your brokerage account. Generally speaking, you cannot buy it through your 401k plan of your active 401k plan of your current employer. And I'm still testing out things like high dividend ETFs. These are most likely income strategies for retirement. Some of these can yield as high as 3 4%. Some of them have an 8 9 or 10% yield. I want to test these out because if you retire, is it possible to put some of your money in these high dividend ETFs and just live off of the payment? So, what's new? Last year, on one of the social media sites, I did put out this particular slide, which shows how my income from various sources are being used to buy new assets. With your W 2 day job or investing in 401k plans. And at that time, I wrote that I am investing in Pokemon. And then the accounts, like investment accounts, IRAs, Roths, I do use it to buy different things. And you can see it here. I take some of the dividends, I buy Bitcoin. I do write cover calls and I do other income strategies using options. And then on some of that, I am converting it to QQQMs. In 2025, last year, I did work for a particular company for 15 years. And originally, after I left the company, my pension was only worth about $100 a month, which is really not a lot. And then a few years later, I called back and it was $200 a month. It wasn't a lot. And then in 2025, when I called, it was around $400 a month. And that's also using the spousal survivor benefit. If I died and my wife is still alive, she will still get some type of check from my previous employer's pension. Now, I need to start figuring some of these things out because retirement is 12 to 17 years away. It may be 20 years away. It depends on what I do with retirement. But that's my focus now is how do I add a little bit more risk to my portfolio to ensure that my retirement accounts will have more than enough money. And one of the things that I am doing is I'm using Pokemon and trading card collectibles as part of that strategy. I've been dabbling into One Piece, some Disney Locana, Magic the Gathering. And what I try to do is I try to buy sealed collectible products. What that means is when you buy these products, you don't open them and you just keep it sealed. I do rip open packs, and the fun part about that is you're chasing the biggest hit of that set. And generally speaking, there's about one or two or a few cards in that particular set that are considered chase cards, but the hit rates are really small. They're generally 1% or even less. Some of them require you open 1,000 packs just to get those. And next year, I may want to consider grading some of these cards that I get. And the reason for that is there's a multiplier of raw prices. It can be anywhere from double your money to 10 extra money, depending on the card and how hard it is to grade a perfect 10. In the stock market world, I'm still investing in QQQs. And the reason is that particular ETF covers AI, it covers the technology and chip makers. So that covers a lot of stuff. On top of that, I will talk about in future videos some of my existing holdings that I have. I have Palantir, Axon, I have Cloudflare, Marvell, I have AMD, and some other stuff. So we can talk about that. And in the future, I will also like to talk about iBit. Why am I putting money into iBit? If you believe in 4-year market cycles of Bitcoin, the next halving is 2028, and the market generally doesn't peak until about 13 months after the halving. So that puts us into 2029. Many experts predict Bitcoin price will be somewhere between 250,000 to 400,000. Right now is under 70. If you do some quick math, that's easily a 3x, 4x, maybe even a 5x, depending on if we can hit the upper boundaries of that range. In any case, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, follow me. I would like to put out more videos now that I'm back, and you can see what type of things that I'm doing for my investments.